Welcome to Do Yoga with the Phoenix, and our second, well it's the second but it can be anyone of course, second one I've made, series in our series for powerlifters and strength athletes. This particular sequence is going to be about the Sumo Dead Lift. Namaste. Okay, as you guys know, the ones that have seen my videos before, I start and finish the class or the session with the 3-Om mantra. So we're going to do exactly that. So taking a nice big deep breath in. Bring the hands down, sit nice and tall. Feel the muscles that are working in your back to keep you nice and strong here. Nice and solid through the core. Same muscles are working for you when you're in your deadlift, keeping the spine nice and erect. Breathing here. Bracing through the core, not too much, we're not doing a deadlift. Taking a few breaths, just feeling the breath moving in and out of the body. Getting connected with it. Yoga is about connection. Connection with the mind, body and the spirit. From here we're going to come directly into our first position or posture as we call, or asana as they call them. And this one is called malasana. So the malasana is sometimes referred to as a deep squat or an Asian squat sometimes. Probably not so much nowadays, but it's just a deep squat. As you can see how beneficial this would be for sumos, or for conventionals, or for anything that needs to hip. So, and what doesn't, to be honest. So I'm just going to settle into this posture here now. Now, you might find that it's really challenging for you, and if that's the case, then I really recommend you do this on a regular basis. If there's one posture that's going to really lift your lift, it's this one. So, and in the squat too, very, very highly beneficial. When I do this, so this will be in the squat one as well. So I recommend you do this pretty much every day. Just to open up the hips, let the back fall down, open up the knees and the ankles. But if it's too much for you now, you can just come forward into the hands like this. And just allow yourself to sit like this until eventually you can rock back slowly, bit by bit, coming back into the heels like this. Taking a few deep breaths here. Just letting the hip, you can rock about a little bit, feel that all opening up. Letting the bum drop down, letting the knees open up, let the pelvis open. Holding a little bit longer in this, just really opening up through those hips. And you can do the sequence whenever you like. You don't have to do it before you go to do your sumo or after. You can do it anytime. You can do it then. That's a good time to do it, but you don't have to. All right, coming out of that, just gently coming out of that. And we're going to work into a wide angle forward fold. So you're just going to take the legs and bring them out as wide as you possibly can get them. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to stretch the legs out nice and wide, bring the hands forward as far as they will go, and if you can, push the elbows down. Breathing here, see if you can get those elbows down. Shuffle the bum around so that you're getting this massive stretch down the inner thigh here. Also working into the hamstrings. And if you feel any gripping going on, there's some kind of gripping going on, see if you can just let go of that. As you can see, my body is starting to open up now. I'm starting to get my elbows down, and I can just let the head drop. Good, just coming out of that nice and easy. All right, we're going to transfer the energy into the side of the hip. So very much a lot about hip in this sequence. So this posture is sometimes referred to as a shoelace or Gomukhasana, but we're not going to do the arm bit of it. So the best way that I find to get into this posture is just come up into a kneeling position and then take your right leg and place it over the left, as if you were going to be sitting in a chair with cross-legged posture. And then taking the left foot out of the way so that I can now sit down in between the feet. Now, your butt might not get down to the ground, and that's fine. You can take a block or a bolster or something and just place it under your buttocks, like this. That's really good for me, I'm really feeling that now. If it's not enough for you, and there's a lot of people that it won't be, then you're just going to come across the leg like this and let the head fall down. You want to be feeling a real grungy feeling into the hip here. Opening up that hip joint, giving you nice flexibility through there for the sumo. Coming down into it, dropping the head down. Coming out of that posture and just taking the other side. So now we're just going to take the left leg over the right. You can see it from this angle. Maybe I'll swing around as well. So as you can see, I've just swung my legs here like this. And what I really want is this out of the way. I'm not sitting on the calf muscle here. I'm actually sitting on a bolster because for me, on the ground it's just a little bit too much. And then once I've got that, then it's just a question of letting the hips fall down. Now if I stay in this posture for a period of time, I'll find that I can actually get my butt on the ground, but it takes a little bit of energy, a little bit of time. So for the sake of this purpose, I'm just going to stay here like this. And to be frank, this is plenty enough right now. And then I'm going to come across. For those of you who it's not, then this is what you would do. Coming across like this. Just breathing into that and coming out of that posture. Fabulous. And then we're just going to come around onto our hands and knees and taking a couple of cat-cow movements, just moving the body backward and forward, breathing in and breathing out, dropping into it, getting some flexibility in the lower spine. And we're going to now just open up the hip flexors and the hip again. So by taking the right leg forward, bringing your hands so that they're in front of your feet and taking the left knee back. Alright, from here, we want to just let this knee fall out so that you can see I'm on the edge of my foot now. And then from there, I'll do it the other side so it's closer to the camera the next time. Right there, I just come down whenever I can. I mean, I might be good enough here for me, that's fine. Right, or even higher up here on a bolster. But generally, you can just come down a little bit. If you can come onto your elbow, that's great, and breathe here. Once again, this is really getting into that hip joint on the right hand side and opening up the hip flexors on the left hand side. Good, just slowly coming out. It's quite a challenging posture, that one. Coming out and taking the other side. So I'll keep it the same way around so you can see it from the other side. So now I've got my left leg forward and I'm going to take my right knee back. I think about the knee. Then allow this knee to fall over. There is one way we can do this, but we're not doing this twisting version of it. We're just going to let the knee fall out. And allow that to happen. Once again, you might be able to come down deeper or not, doesn't matter. Come down onto your elbow. And it's a big squatting yesterday, so even though this is designed for sumo, it's really beneficial for my squat that I did yesterday, opening up everything the next day. Good, just gently coming out of that posture. And now we are going to work into the butt a little bit more. So we're going to transfer the energy into the glutes, and we're going to use a posture called Pigeon. Or we're going to use some of it anyway. We're not going to use the whole version of it. So how do we do that? Okay, well what we do here, right, is we're just going to take our left leg in this instance in front, and then take the right leg back. From here, you're going to start to feel the energy in here, and that's what we want. If you can get the butt down on the ground, work it down on the ground. Bring your fingers so you're squeezing into the lower back, lifting the chest forward, taking a few breaths here. Then we can reach around and pick up the foot here. And now we're working the quadricep as well, stretching through the quads. Good, let that go. And now we're going to just come down a little bit deeper, straight into it, and let the head come down as well. And now it's really strong into the side, into the ITB band, into the iliotibial, and right into the butt now. If you want to check out some of my other classes in Yin Yoga, Yin Yoga is hugely beneficial for weight training. Massive, because it opens up, and bodybuilding, because it will open up the fascia and allow the muscle to develop and slide much easier. If you want to get bigger, put some mass on, right? Don't forget the fascia, people do. Alright, so here we go, just dropping down into this now. Good, gently coming out of that, we're going to take the other side. So this time we're taking the left leg forward and bringing it over the right, so more or less here, taking the right leg back, stretching it back, bringing up the finger onto the fingertips, stretch the chest up, feel the energy in the lower back. Taking a few breaths here, dropping into the posture, just allowing the body to open up. Reaching around and picking up the foot or the ankle and pulling it in toward the butt. Big stretch through the quad. Let that go, and then from here just coming all the way down. Called sleeping swan, this posture. Good, coming out of that pose. And we're just going to take a little flow now. So we're just going to flow through a little flow just to get the circulation going. So a little bit of a flow. Coming into a tabletop. It's referred to as vinyasa in this is not a vinyasa flow, but it's vinyasa means flow. So tuck the toes under, right, and then push the back. And now we're into a downward facing dog. Breathing here. Then coming forward into a plank. And then from here we're going to drop the knees and we're going to take the chin and the chest down to the ground. Walk the hands forward, the knees forward. Walking forward, 8-point posture. Slip the legs out, push into it, upward facing. Drop the knees, take the right leg high and bring it forward, coming into a lunge, crescent lunge. Folding forward, taking that leg back and bringing the next one forward. Dropping down into it, taking the hands up, crescent lunge. Folding forward, coming back to tabletop, tuck the toes over, downward facing. Plank. Low plank. Drop the knees and the chest. Walk the knees forward. Stretch them up, upward facing dog. Drop the knees, take the right leg forward. Coming into a crescent lunge. Crescent lunge, fold forward, other side, crescent lunge, fold forward, and just dropping down into our child's pose. Relax here. Alright, bring the hands forward. Once again, tuck the toes over. Jump a step forward. And then we're going to come into a chair. Chair posture. Standing up. Tadasana. This posture, it's just a question of feeling the ground being pulled up through the feet. Taking the hands, the elbows around it and the shoulder blades together. So standing nice and tall, engage through the quadriceps, butt muscles are engaged, stretch the hands down, breathe into it. Taking a nice big deep breath in, let it go, and taking a wide stance. So taking a nice big wide stance. Now, we're going to turn the feet toward the center. So you want to pigeon toe your feet a little bit. And then from here, we're just going to fold forward. As far as you can. Feel that. All through the back. Let it go. Breathe here. Bring the head down toward the ground, and if you can take up the sides of the feet, then do so and pull the head down. Open up the whole back of the leg, the side of the leg here. Good, coming out of that, and we're just going to take a twist to twist the body out a little bit. Twist. Good, other side. Twist. And then just coming up out of that posture the same way we went in. This time what we're going to do now is we're going to just bring the feet in so that they point the other way. So we want the feet to be, this is balanced, but it's also going to open up through here. Take the hands and push the knees out and drop into it. Drop into it, okay. From here, swivel the hands around, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and now we're working trapezius. So important in a deadlift. Get down into it. This is just a perfect posture for deadlifting. Opening up everything. Good, coming out of that goddess pose, bring the feet together, stepping around, and just folding forward, just taking the energy out of letting the back just slip forward, letting it all go out of here. And then from there, just take the hands onto the shins, stretch forward, push the knees back. Let the knees fold forward again, come forward, 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 folding again. Once again, coming up. Take the hands down, jump a step back to plank, holding plank. Holding plank here. Drop the knees. Coming down onto our butt again. Alright, from here, stretch up the body. Stretch it up nice and tall. Fold forward. Pick up the heels, pick up the feet, and then pull the body down. Paschimoto Anasana. Now some teachers will tell you to keep the back straight. Look, that's fine and you can do that, but what we're going to do is we're going to just let the back round. Stretching out the whole posterior chain. Let that go, and then bring the foot up, the left foot into the right thigh. From here, we're going to just swivel the chest around so that the shoulders are in line, more or less perpendicular with the shin. And then lift this foot up and pick it up, and then bring the forehead to the knee. Push the knee out. Good, let that go. Coming out the side. Picking up the foot, dropping the head down, over. Good, let that go. Take the hands behind you and then just lift up. Just taking the body out, finally just coming into Shavasana and relax. Just letting the body settle out a little bit here. Good, just gently coming out of that and coming back up onto our bolster or a blanket or whatever it is that you're using, if you're using anything that is, of course. And then we're just going to seal the practice, finish off the practice with a 3-O mantra, taking the hands into Namaskar, sitting nice and tall in the posture. Feel the energy throughout the whole body now. Take a nice big deep breath in. Keep the prayer with the heart center. May we have love in our hearts. Bring the prayer to the speech. May we have as prayer to the lips. May we have truth in the speech. Bring the prayer to the forehead. May we have gratitude in the mind. Bring the prayer back down to the heart center about the head. Namaste. Thank you for doing yoga with the Phoenix. It's lovely to have you along. If you liked it and you want more of this, please don't hesitate to subscribe.